At the end of this video, there will be a short test for you to see just how much Spanish you can learn in one video. Try this challenge and I'm sure you'll surprise yourself. I'm going to show you in this video that there are a few important rules which, if you follow from the start of your learning, will greatly speed up your journey to reaching a conversational level of Spanish. We'll cover these now. And although I've said that there's a challenge at the end of this video so that you can test yourself on how quickly and how much conversational Spanish you've already learnt, there's no need for you to make a conscious effort to try and remember what I'm teaching you now. Just by the way it is taught, you'll remember it automatically. Let's begin by taking apart this very useful Spanish phrase. No comprendo. No comprendo. Meaning, I don't understand. Comprendo, a bit like comprehend. So, no comprendo, I don't understand. Just practice saying that a couple of times after me. No comprendo. No comprendo. No comprendo. Okay, so if no comprendo is I don't understand, what do you think I understand would be? Just one word, I understand. What would that be? Comprendo. Comprendo. So I understand is comprendo. So our first rule is that the don't in I don't doesn't exist in Spanish, and it doesn't exist with the doesn't either. They just say no. So no comprendo changes it from I understand to I don't understand, and that's all through Spanish. And for rule number 2, let's go back to I understand. Can you remember what the word was for I understand? Comprendo. So comprendo, I understand. And you'll notice that we can't see a word for I. In English we say I understand. In Spanish they're just saying the one word. Comprendo. So where is the I? Well, actually the O at the end of comprendo, that O tells us that it's I. Comprendo. So the Spanish don't use the I or the you or the he or the she. They just change the ending of the verb. And for I do something, I understand, I play, I see, the ending's an O. Comprendo. Another example would be, let's take, I don't speak Spanish. No hablo español. No hablo español. No hablo español. So I don't speak Spanish. Just practice that a couple of times after me. No hablo español. The hablo bit is quite easy because it's like blah blah blah, speaking, blah blah. No hablo español. I don't speak Spanish. How would you say I speak Spanish? Hablo español. Hablo español. I speak Spanish. And what's the word for I speak? Hablo. 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 And where is the I for I speak? It's in the O at the end of hablo. Hablo. So hablo is I speak. So that's our second rule. We can see that the ending of the verb tells us that it's I or he or she, not a specific word as in English. So we started off with no comprendo, and let's use that to go on to our next rule. So if we want to say I don't understand why, I don't understand why is por qué. ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? So just repeat that a couple of times. ¿Por qué? Why? ¿Por qué? So how would you say I don't understand why? No comprendo por qué. I don't understand why. No comprendo por qué. No comprendo por qué. I don't understand why. And what you're going to see now is that the question word is the same as the statement word. So, why, porque, and if we want to say because, it is also porque. So, porque for why, and porque for the answer, because. The only difference is that porque as because is all one word, and porque for a question are two words. But porque for why, porque for because. Porque. Why? And the answer, because. See if you can put this sentence together. I don't understand because I don't speak Spanish. I don't understand because I don't speak Spanish. No comprendo porque no hablo español. No comprendo porque no hablo español. And don't worry at all if you weren't able to remember the language for that phrase. It's just to show you how quickly and easy it is to learn to speak Spanish in sentences with the right approach. Anyway, ¿por qué? Our next rule is around the word it is. Es. Es. It is es. And you can see that in English we say it is, two words, and in Spanish we just say es. Es. It is es. And that's because in Spanish they don't use the it that we use at the beginning. For example, it is, or it's raining, or as in this example, no funciona. No funciona means it doesn't work, it doesn't function. No funciona. It doesn't function, it doesn't work. Just practice that a second. No funciona. No funciona. No funciona. How do you think you would say it works by itself? Just one word, it works. Funciona. 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 It works. So you can see there, in the same way as es, which is it is, it works. We don't have the it, we just have the one word, works. Funciona. So it works, funciona. So maybe you've taken something back to a shop that doesn't work, or you're complaining about something in the hotel, the shower, or a light that doesn't work, or the television that doesn't work, and you can just say, no funciona. No funciona. It doesn't work. No funciona. If you want to say it does work, like now it works, you can say funciona. Funciona. See if you can put this sentence together. And again, don't worry if you can't remember all the words. And if you need to pause the video, then do so to give yourself some extra thinking time. How would you say, I don't understand, I don't comprend, I don't understand why it doesn't work. I don't understand why it doesn't work. Try that. No comprendo, I don't understand, por qué, why, no funciona, it doesn't work. No comprendo porque no funciona. What about I understand why it doesn't work? Comprendo porque no funciona. Comprendo porque no funciona. So there we have funciona or no funciona. Our next rule is that there are hundreds and hundreds of words that are the same in Spanish and English. So already you have a good start. So let's see some of those and see if you understand the meaning. Importante, importante. Posible, imposible. Horrible. Un problema, un problema. And you can guess that importante is important. It's just got an E on the end. Posible is possible. One S. They don't have double letters in Spanish unless it's something for the pronunciation. Imposible, the same as impossible, except again without the double letter. Horrible, horrible. And just to point out here that that does have a double letter, and that is because there is a difference in how you pronounce one R and two R's. But we'll leave that for another lesson. So horrible, horrible. Un problema, a problem. Okay, so we've covered quite a lot. Now have a look at the grid, and this shows a lot of what we've learned. Let's see what sentences we can create with this. Use the grid for support by all means, and if you start to feel confident, then start looking away from it and rely a little bit more on your memory. So how would you say, I don't understand why it's important? No comprendo por qué es importante. No comprendo por qué es importante. How about, I don't understand why it's impossible. No comprendo por qué es imposible. No comprendo por qué es imposible. How about, I understand, so without the no, I understand why it's a problem. I understand why it's a problem. Comprendo por qué es un problema. Comprendo por qué es un problema. How about, I understand why it's horrible. I understand why it's horrible. Comprendo por qué es horrible. Comprendo por qué es horrible. And let's just add something to this. Let's add I don't know. A nice easy little phrase. You know it's going to start with no because the I don't is not. No sé. No sé is I don't know. No sé. So let's just put that into the grid. No sé. Repeat it a couple of times. No sé. No sé. I don't know. No sé. How would you say, I don't know why it's a problem? I don't know why it's a problem. No sé por qué es un problema. No sé por qué es un problema. How about, I don't know why it's impossible. I don't know why it's impossible. No sé por qué es imposible. No sé por qué es imposible. How about if we just take half of it and say, because it's a problem. Because it's a problem. ¿Por qué es un problema? ¿Por qué es un problema? Because it's a problem. ¿Por qué es un problema? Let's also add now, no funciona. No funciona. And no funciona was it doesn't work. And let's have a practice with that. How would we say, I don't understand why it doesn't work? No comprendo porque no funciona. No comprendo porque no funciona. and let's add, or let's say, I don't know why it works. No sé por qué funciona. No sé por qué funciona. Okay, and now it's time for your challenge. So you can write your answers down, or you can just say them out loud, and keep track of your score as we go along. Also pause the recording, pause the video if you need to. So number 1, what was it for I don't understand? No comprendo. No comprendo. So tick or cross. Number 2, how do you say I understand? Comprendo. Comprendo. Number 3, how do we say I don't know? No sé. No sé. Number 4, how do we say I know? Sé. Sé. Number 5, how do we say why? ¿Por qué? ¿Por qué? Number 6, how do we say because? ¿Por qué? The same as why. ¿Por qué? Because. Number 7, what's the word for it's? Es. Es. Number 8, what's the word for important? Importante. Importante. Number 9, how do we say a problem? Un problema. Un problema. And finally, number 10 is a tricky one. How do we say I don't speak Spanish? No hablo español. No hablo español. I'm sure you'll have done really well, so be proud and share your mark in the comment section if you feel like it. Well done for taking part in the lesson. Es importante. And if you were nervous or apprehensive about learning Spanish, this video will have shown you how much Spanish you can be speaking after just a few lessons. And you can visit prospanish.co.uk for our much used beginner to conversational fluency course.